Aasim Zaidi. Okay, so I'm based currently in New Delhi, India. I'm training with LaLiga Football Schools India. So as you know, it's a Spanish academy, and at the moment we are doing under 12, under 14s, under 16s, and under 18s. So I'm the head coach for. I'm at the moment I'm head coach for whole of New Delhi, and I have under 18, under 14 batch with me. So I started playing FIFA. Okay, started from there. So I was relatively new to the game because, as you know, India is, if you speak, it's a cricket playing country. Cricket is the most popular game. So I also used to play cricket, but when I started playing FIFA, I got into football, and where because of that I started playing on ground football as well. So then I decided that it's a really nice game. It interested me. It was very interesting to me. So when I was 12 years old, I was, whole time I was playing football on the ground for like 3 4 hours a day with my friends. And then later on, when I was in school, I started playing for school teams. When I got into my college, I started playing for my college team. But because of a setback of an injury, always happens to some players. So in my left knee, I wasn't able to play for longer. So I had to decide that I'm never going to be a player. I wanted to be a professional player, but I can still, because I love the game, I can still be in touch with the game. So I kept on playing football for like local clubs or for local teams around my area, and that's how I'm still into the game. And then, as you know, now I'm a professional coach, so now I'm just enjoying being in the game and still connected from the game. So it's always been like I always wanted to stay in football and keep giving my 100% to the game. So it's been like it's a love affair between football and me. So yeah, it's always been from my childhood till now, it's football and all. That's it. So 2015 was it was a very transformational year for me. So I had just passed out of my bachelor's degree. I'm a bachelor's in journalism. So from journalism, I was always into football, but when I got into journalism, I lost my touch from football. But I always wanted to get back to the game. So in 2015, when I passed out from college, I started playing football again. And then in 2017, in those 2 years, I realized that football is the only thing I can see myself in future. I can be a coach, I can be a player, but as you know, because of my injury, I wouldn't be able to play for any professional clubs or leagues. So I tried how else I can get into the game. So I started looking around for opportunities, and I realized that I can be a coach because I have a playing experience. So I started doing my licenses. So I got my first license in 2017, coaching license. And since then it's been when I did my license, I realized that I'm relatively good in this. I can do coaching job, because I love teaching the kids about the game, how they approach the game, their excitement. It excites me as well. So that was the moment. Look, coaching the kids. That's the moment I see that, yeah, this is what I have to do for the rest of my life. So that was the moment in 2017 that after the license, I realized that yes, I can do this for my whole life. So that was the moment. As a coach, as a mentor, you have to develop yourself with the time. If you are lagging behind with the time and you are obsolete, you're not able to you won't be able to you know uh, pass on your knowledge to the kids you are training or the players. So you have to be staying up to date to the game or the trend in football or whatever is going on. So right now I'm doing my another license. So last year before the pandemic, I started my license. So it's a C license, we call it in India. So it has two modules. It's done in two modules. So module one is 8 days. Module two is 8 days. So before the pandemic, we did 8 days, and we had a 2 months break. But in March, we got into pandemic. It was a lockdown, and now I'm waiting for my second module still. So it will be whole 1 year before I do my license. So that's how I'm developing myself. Always learning, always growing, seeing other coaches, what they're doing, their ideas, other sports as well, how they are coping up with the pandemic, how they are you know uh, they are changing with the time. So as a coach, you have to change with the time, I think, and that's what I'm trying to do that always. As a coach, I'm still learning. I'm not. I cannot say that I know many things in coaching. So I'm still developing my philosophy. Not. It's not like I'm finished my philosophy. Like this is what I want to do with my players, or this is my philosophy. I'm still in learning from different coaches. Getting different ideas from different players or academies. So I'm still building up my philosophy, I think. But if I tell you how close it is with a coach who is already in the game, I would say it will be very closer to Arsene Wenger of Arsenal. I really admire the man as a coach. So as a philosophy, his man management skills, his style of the game, always passing and moving, all those things. I think that's how I see my philosophy. But I'm still building it. So yeah, I think it will take some time, but I'm still building it. Yeah, a player who has loads of potential, but yeah, they're not able to succeed. I think it's a sad thing to see a player is not able to succeed as a player or as a human in life. So these we in India, as you know, it's like almost a billion population. I think so. India has a lot of potential for footballers. Uh, you know, Many footballers they don't get a chance, but they because they are not in a professional academy, they are not playing for any clubs. They are playing street football. You see so much potential on the street, but you are not able to help them because, as you know, football it's kind of a commercial business these days. Uh, you know, uh, and it has to be because if you don't want to run an academy, you need funds, and if you need funds, you have to approach sponsors and all those things. So we had a player in our academy who was playing for our Delhi state team. So we saw him develop as a kid. He came with us with as a 15 years old. He got into state team, but from there he was not able to progress to a national level player. So we saw what happened. So he was not disciplined in his off football life. Football is not just about the playing on the field. It's about how you see yourself, your body in those 24 hours, a whole day. So he was not disciplined. He was not, doing things with his body. He was always eating fast food, always having coke in his hand, then not sleeping on time, gadgets, all those things. They affect you as a player. For a player, it's very important to be disciplined. So I think discipline plays a very important role if you want to develop as a player. We all heard saying that uh, hard work always beat talents if talent doesn't work hard. So all those things, as a player, you have to work harder. So as a coach, I want to see players being disciplined and they take care of their body, about their cycle, how they are doing things, their day-to-day life, so that they can move forward as a player. So as a coach, it's our job to tell players that this is what you're to do, and we always tell them that this is what you're to do. But at the end, you have to see in the player that they are committed enough, that they want to achieve that what they want to dream, what they are dreaming, like they want to be a professional player. So they have to work hard for it, and it's our job to tell them. We tell them. Now it's up to them if they want to they want to take it in and do all the things, or they just want to go around with their lives, being eating fast food, having gadgets all the time in their hands. So as a coach, it's important we help them, and I think if we help them, some players they do, they realize that yes, our coach is saying the right thing and we should follow that. They follow, and then I think they succeed. Always behind a great player, it's always a great coach who helps them. So yeah, that's how we cope up with such kind of players. We try to help them. We help them. If they don't get it, it's okay. It's their job. Yeah. A good athlete, as you can see, there are many good athletes you come around in your day-to-day lives who play good football. They are good. They do all the things nicely, but at the end you can see there's something lagging in them. They're not going to the next level. As a great players always they're always they have competition with themselves. They want to go a step higher. So I think a great player, I think many one of the great important qualities a great player has, their determination, the motivation to they want to succeed, they want to go a level ahead. So that comes from inside, from within. If you want to succeed, they want to grow, you have the motivation to move up the ladder, to be a great player, to be a professional player. I think it comes from within, and it's as a coach, it's our job to give that spark and to build that thing up inside you so that you feel that yes, I can go to the next level. So I think for me the most important quality for between a great player and a good player is determination, motivation, all those things. How much they want to succeed in life, how much as a player and as a human as well. So that's my main important thing: determination and motivation. Yeah, that's what separates them. As I said, many players you see around, they're not doing enough. They're not following the diet charts. They're not following the you know exercises, practices. They have to do off the field. Okay, so how we do is mainly what we do in our academy is we make a chart for them so that they can always follow that chart at home. Like this is your sleep cycle should look like. This is how your eating cycle should look like. So that creates, if players are following that, that creates a good bond between them and their body. So if they know their body well, they will be able to. Let's say if we train 4 hours a day, we need at least 8 hours of sleep with good food to for to be ready for the next day. But if you are just sleeping for 5 hours, 6 hours, you're not eating healthy, it creates you won't be able to move to that next level. So we always give them examples of great players. Like you can Cristiano Ronaldo, he came from a humble background, and then now he is one of the greatest players. Same with Messi, he came a very small town in Argentina. Now you see he's the greatest player for me of this generation. So you always give them examples of great athletes, how they build their life. You see Sadio Mane, he came from all the way from Africa. He didn't have he didn't have money even to travel back. He just gave a trial, and then he succeeded. So all those stories we tell our athletes, always build that motivation to give them spark so that they move to the next level. Yeah, so all those stories I tell them, and how they can succeed in life, all those things, that's how I motivate my players. For young athletes, it's not, a coach is like a mentor to them. They see their coach as a model, how they want to be like in future. If a coach himself is disciplined, he practices what he preaches, he is in good shape, all those things. So a young kid, he learns from his parents, he learns from his surroundings, what all around him is or her is. But as a coach, it's our duty to tell them and to show them that this is how you are going to, build your life around football. You have to, you have to be disciplined. You have to enjoy the game. Always enjoy the game. That's the most important thing. Uh, and always be free on the field. You don't have to think about anything else. So as a as a coach for of young players, I always tell them to enjoy the game. That's it. First and foremost, whenever you're on the field, enjoy the game. Second, whenever you're off the field, think about the game. Think about how you're going to play the next game, how you're going to come to the session next week or next day. So before that, there are many practices at home you have to do. You have to sleep. Always, all those cycles come in. Sleep on time, eat on time, all those things. Eat healthy. Uh, Plus, second thing, as a coach of young players, it's our duty to build them as responsible humans. It's not just about the game. As a coach, you have to tell your kids that what is right and what is wrong. So you have to be wise with them. How to tell them? It's not like you can't be angry with them. You always have to tell them that very softly, that this is how it is. This is what's right. This is what's wrong. Now tell us, what do you think? And they themselves then tell you that yes, this is right. And then you see that's how they are progressing in day-to-day life. So as a coach of young players, I think it's important to let them enjoy the game, let them have fun with the game. Just tell them what they're doing a bit wrong, tell them in a very positive manner, so that they can build upon it in the next 10 years. I think I heard a news that in Qatar World Cup, which is upcoming World Cup, uh, they were planning to have like 48 teams in the World Cup. It was just a proposal. So I think that's one of the biggest things, because having 48 teams in a World Cup gives chance to more teams to qualify for the World Cup. And now, as if I'm in a country like India, and for India, as you see, it has so much potential, always has so much viewership for the Premier League, for La Liga, all those leagues. So they know India is a very big market for footballers and for viewership, for sponsorship, all those things. So making changes in World Cup, making it with 48 teams, I think it's trying to show the world that yes, we want to invite more teams to the World Cup, more countries to the World Cup, and I think that's a really positive step. Some people would say that no, previously we have 32 teams in World Cup, and that's perfect. But I think getting to 48 teams, it's one of the biggest step to indulge all these countries, the small countries who are upcoming countries who in football, who have loads of potential, and if they get a chance they can qualify. So I've and mostly Asian countries, because African countries, they've always been there in football. Almost South American countries, you see European countries, but Asian football sometimes lagging, they are lagging behind in world football, so it's a big step. Second, I'm seeing lots of controversy these days in VAR, video assistant refereeing. So that's a big step in football. You always come to see new update. Like sometimes coaches are not happy, players are not happy. Sometimes fans are not happy if the team loses because of VAR. So it's a very big thing in football, I think. So yeah, these two decisions, I think it's if we can do some changes and make them better for in the next decade or so, it will be very helpful for football, I think. I'm not against VAR, I think, but we can always improve it. Same with 48 teams. I think initially going from 32 to 48 is a big step. We can go from 32 to maybe 40 first and then 48. All those things matter. So little changes here and there, I think, will help our game in a longer run. But as you know, football is a world game, so we don't need many changes. And almost every country in the world knows about football and they play. So not many changes required, but some changes so that we can keep up with the time. We update the game on regular basis. So yeah. So it's been not too long of my career, because it's been like 5 years now. So, but as a I think not no regrets at the moment, but I really want to try out new countries, the new cultures with football, through football. Like you get to travel because of football, as a player, as a coach. If get to different jobs in a different country, it's a thing I'm looking forward to get to know different cultures through football, different players, get to meet new people in the world. So that's not a regret, but I'm looking forward to it. Want to try in my coaching career, get licenses from different countries, uh you know get get into academies there, clubs there, get to meet new players, new people. uh, no regrets at the moment. I think everybody, it's a smooth sailing, but because of the last year, because of the pandemic, it has hit everyone hard. So there have been changes. We've not been training on the ground, and that I miss so much. Training on the ground, online is not as same as on the ground thing. So that's a little hurdle we have at the moment. But I think as soon as we open up everything and we get back to ground, it's going to be, again, it's going to be smooth for me, and for all other coaches as well. Yes. So I think first of all, as a coach, I've been speaking about discipline, and that I really want to. If I could, I would advise my younger self to be more disciplined in life. You know, with my eating habits, how much I sleep, what I eat, uh, how much I play, how much I rest, all those things. Because to be a professional footballer, it's a really high level to play at. You need your body to be at least at 100% always. So that's one thing I want to advise: discipline. Second, I think hard work is very important. You can always have talent, but if you're not working hard, you won't be able to reach the next level. So that's the second advice: always keep working hard. uh, be always in competition with yourself first, and then to other players. First, be always be try to be better from what you are today. Always try to get to next level from where you are at the moment. So those are two things I want to advise my younger self: hard work and discipline. Yeah. So last year when I got into La Liga, it's been 2 years now. I've been working with La Liga. So we were playing in a league of under 12 kids. So that was my first league with La Liga as an academy. So we started playing the league, and I had like 10 players. So it was a six-a-side league, six-a-side matches. I had 10 players. So we started with a win. So as the coach, you always try to uh, help each player to get the right amount of playing time. It's not just you always give your best players the playing time, and the players who are not at that level, you keep them out. No, you always try to give all 10 players the same amount of playing time on the field. So we gave the chance to every player, and all of them did well because we've been working hard before the league. We've been working hard for it. What happened was we played 6 matches and we won all the 6 matches with all the players playing really well. So that was very proud moment for me. Seeing my players win all the matches. Plus, you playing really well. Every player was playing well. So that was, it was not a very big thing, but it was a really proud moment for me. To see my players do really well on the field. Yeah. It's a long time, I think, before I retire, but yeah, it's very important to have a legacy to leave behind. That tells you what character you had as a man, as a coach. So I think I want to leave a legacy of a person who always thought football as a game of the people, who brings people together. I want to be that main connection which can bind players, kids to football. uh, Maybe in future I want to work with older players who are like playing professional football. But whenever you get into coaching with kids, you see the excitement how they're playing. Whenever they come into the field for the first time to play football, you see that, wow, it's you can teach them the whole world about football. So always to bring that spark into the eyes of a player, to help them get interested into the game, to get them play the game. I think I want to leave that legacy that yes, this was a person who always wanted kids to enjoy the game. I want to be to bring that football gift in the lives of the players, or the kids who are looking for something to build upon. Like we have 8 to 10 years old here, players who kids who are not into any game. They are not playing anything, but when you show them that football is one of the game you can try, and when they try it and it interests them, they want to build upon it. So that gives me really real happiness. So yeah, I want to leave the legacy that yes, this I want to show the world, show the players, show the kids that you can get into football, you can get you can build upon it. If you want, you can be a professional player, but always try to enjoy the game. So that I want to be my legacy. Yeah. I don't know if you have seen that movie, but I think most of the football fraternity have seen that movie, Goal the Dream Begins, the English movie, where a player came all the way from Mexico, and then he got into England and started playing for Newcastle. So that was a really inspiring movie for me. I used to watch that as a kid, and uh, it shows he worked hard in that movie. The player worked hard, so it's one of my favorite movies. So yeah, I'll say that Goal, the Dream Begins. Okay, so I love this band, Linkin Park, and they're very old song, but it's been with me for like years now. In the End from Linkin Park. I love that song. In the End. Yeah, I'm a dog person.
Okay.
Love dogs. It depends upon the context what we're talking about. Like I love winters, but in India it gets so hot you don't like hot. But in some things, like I love hot food, So I'll go with, I'll go with hot. Yes. That's a tough one, very controversial one. I cannot say anything about other sports. But okay, so I used to play cricket, and because being in India, you see, any almost every person is has been in cricket. They've played cricket. So I started to, not like the game. Because of I see that football is not at that level in India as cricket. I was falling out of love of cricket. So it's not like I don't like it, but I'm not a fan of cricket. So that's the sport for me, cricket. I want to be invisible, so I could see what my players are up to sometimes. Okay, if they're following the cycles or not, all those things. Or I could see uh, what family around me, what they think about me, how they talk about me, all those things. I have people around me. I'm really grateful for the people who are with me. They supported me all the way in my journey as a coach. So I want to, I know they love me, and I want to see that how they talk about me, how much I'll say that I need some attention, and I'll see them talk about me when I'm not there. And if I could hear that, that'll be lovely. So invisible is the part. I would say I'd say an elephant, because you see elephant, people see that they're really calm, and just going about their business, not doing any harm to anyone. Uh, but when they get into mood, they are angry. You cannot stop them. I don't say that I'm a really angry person. I say I'm a really calm person. I enjoy being with my friends, with my family. I love them. So I think I'll say an elephant, because I'm very calm as an elephant, because how calm they are. So I'm a very calm person. So I'd say elephant. Yes. When I was young, my mother used to tell me that you can be a pilot. I said, "What's a pilot?" And she told me that, well, the one who drives an airplane. I'm like, "Oh, that's a good one." So I can be among the clouds. So I want to be a pilot, and but when later on in life, like when I was 8, 10 years old, I realized I'm not that good in maths. I cannot be a pilot. So I had to turn to some other thing. So yeah, as a first memory I have of being someone, that was of being a pilot. But growing up, following football, I always wanted to be in contact with the game. So I think as a coach, I love my job. I love everything what I'm doing. So I think coaching is a dream job for me. Yeah. I like my name. Asim is a good name. Not many people have that name. Uh, Maybe I don't know why, but I love European names. Uh, but something like Ray, I like the name Ray very much. Ray, Ray. It's you can say it as Ray of Hope, all those things. So Ray is a really nice name. Always I had a liking to it. So I won't change it, but I like the name Ray. But I think I like my name better, Asim. Yes.